The Toyota Camry has long been an American favorite and has been the best-selling car in America for quite some time now. It's also been one of the most well-rounded cars that provides Americans with a very reliable workhorse sedan. For the 2015 model year, the Camry was heavily updated with new sheet metal and many new features. However, its powertrains remained the same. With so many new competitors coming out for 2016, is it still the bread and butter choice? Well, let's go ahead and find out and check out this 2016 Toyota Camry XLE. Now, essentially, not much has changed for the 2016 model year for the Camry. It does pretty much remain the same. And there is the addition of a unique model called the Special Edition, and it comes with a very unique exterior color as well as unique interior and exterior styling treatments. Now, usually when an automaker introduces a special edition model, usually it's at the end of its generation and is getting ready to move on to the next generation. Now, as far as styling goes on our XLE trim here, I see a lot of Lexus with the spindle-like grille design. I think it does kind of look like a spider on the front end, however. Overall, I think it really does look daring and is much more daring in its styling than the 2012 to 2014 model. We also do get these decent looking 17-inch alloy wheels on our XLE trim. Now here goes the key fob for the vehicle. As you can see, it's our typical Toyota Smart Key. Your lock, unlock to release your trunk, and then your panic button. Still has the same old beep too. Now it is a dark blue exterior color with Smart Key access on the driver's door as well as the front passenger door. Also has a full-on gray leather interior. You have your power driver's seat with power recline and power lumbar too. Now stepping on inside of the Camry here, since we do have the XLE trim, we do get the leather interior as well as the sunroof and everything. It's a very stylish and high quality looking interior. Love the French stitching going on that runs throughout the whole dashboard. They introduced that on the 2012 model year, and they made that standard on every Camry too, which is nice. Overall, very luxurious interior. Now you do have push button ignition. Just put your foot on the brake and hit the button to start. And what you're hearing there is Toyota's very familiar 2.5 liter inline 4-cylinder. Now you do have a full leather wrapped steering wheel. Coming to your transmission, we have also the very familiar 6-speed automatic with manual shiftability. However, there's no sport mode or anything of that nature going on inside of here. It's just the regular old traditional P, R, N, and D. Putting the vehicle into reverse displays your rear view camera with guidance lines. Rear cross traffic alert is also available in this vehicle too. And I'm going to go ahead and turn on the lights. They are automatic, and the hazards too. Driver's window and the front passenger window are fully automatic. Let's go ahead and pop up the hood, check out the engine bay. We also do have blind spot detection, and these mirrors are heated too. Halogen projector beam headlights, LED headlights are available, and standard on the XLE trim here is LED daytime running lights. Overall, very stylish and bold looking, pretty aggressive. Under the hood, we have the bread and butter powertrain. It's a 2.5 liter inline 4-cylinder producing 178 horsepower at 6,000 RPM and 170 pound-feet of torque at 4,100 RPM. But however, even though those numbers are pretty good. The fuel economy is below average for the class. You get 25 in the city and 35 on the highway. And those EPA estimates hasn't changed since 2012. Now, if you are looking for a more powerful powertrain, you do have a 3.5 liter V6. Many competitors, however, are moving to turbocharged 4 cylinders, but it's nice to know that the Camry still offers a tried and true V6 engine. Now there's also a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder available that is a hybrid, and that produces around 200 horsepower and gets significantly better fuel economy. Now, competitors of the 2016 Toyota Camry, of course, you have the vehicles in the mid-size sedan class. This includes the likes of the Chevrolet Malibu, Honda Accord, which is its long-term rival, the Ford Fusion, as well as the Chrysler 200, Volkswagen Passat, Nissan Altima, Kia Optima, Hyundai Sonata. There's many competitors in this class. The Toyota Camry, however, has long been the best-selling one. Coming to the rear, you have a rear window defroster. All of your basic power necessities, power windows, door locks, and power mirrors. Nice soft touch armrest. Alright, so driving the 2016 Toyota Camry. Now, me being an owner of a 2012 SE Camry, and that's supposedly supposed to be the sports edition of the Camry, this actually really doesn't feel a whole lot different as far as its handling characteristics goes. And the handling is actually pretty decent on this vehicle, gives a decent amount of feedback to the driver. Now, the steering is very light, and that's always been a typical Camry trait. It's a car that's very easy to drive. Anyone can pick it up real quick. Now, as far as the ride goes, the ride compared to my SE model, my 2012 Camry, actually feels a whole lot different. And the ride is very buttery smooth. And remember that we do have the XLE trim for the Camry. Now, if you do step up to the SE as well as the XSE models of the Camry, the rides do get a little bit more firmer, a little bit more stiffer. And this ride and the XLE trim, along with the LE trim, have very buttery smooth rides. They're very compliant, very absorbent, and they soak up road bumps with luxury car ease. Now, compared to past generation Camrys, this doesn't feel like the other generations. It doesn't have that floaty, boaty kind of persona anymore, and it now feels more in line with the rest of its competitors in terms of ride and handling characteristics. Now, if you do go for the XLE as well as the LE trims for the Camry, they certainly are one of the smoothest riding vehicles in the mid-size sedan segment. Now, as far as the powertrain goes, the 2.5 liter 4-cylinder does provide a sufficient amount of power. There's no need for more power here. If you do go for the 3.5 liter V6, that powertrain is actually pretty darn fast. And the 6-speed automatic transmission is your only gearbox here, and it shifts pretty seamlessly. But however, if you do go for the hybrid model for the Camry, the horsepower does get bumped up to around 200, and then also you do get a CVT automatic transmission. I really do love this 6-speed automatic, however, and I love how it's not a CVT. You don't get that drone of a CVT. So overall, if you're looking for a mid-size sedan with a very smooth and compliant ride, as well as offering a decent amount of feedback to the driver without being too numb. The 2016 Toyota Camry is an excellent choice. However, there are some other midsize sedans that do offer a little bit more driver engagement, like the Mazda 6. However, the Toyota Camry is just a very well-rounded car. It's very comfortable, very smooth, and it doesn't feel numb at all. It doesn't feel like the past generation Camrys. I feel like I know where the vehicle is really trying to go here. And it explains why it's one of the best selling vehicles in America. Not to mention, you also do have the classic Toyota reliability as well as the resale value too. And let's go ahead and rev it up. Very nice. Now, when Toyota updated this vehicle in the 2015 model year, they really stepped up the build quality and some materials inside of here. You have nice soft touch materials on the upper door panel, mid door panel, and the armrest as well. You also have this nice stitching that you do get on the XLE trim. Up here, it's also decently soft touch. Like I said, you do have the nice French stitching that goes throughout the whole dashboard, which makes it feel pretty high quality inside of here. But what they really improved on was certainly build quality. In the 2012 to 2014 model, everything just seemed like it was creaking and nothing really fit well together. But it was even worse in the 2007 to 2011 models. But it's much better in this 2015 and 2016 model here. And you don't hear a lot of those interior trim pieces creaking a whole lot. So overall, it's a pretty high quality interior with pretty good build quality and materials. Pretty impressed. Now coming to the steering wheel design, I think the steering wheel is fairly stylish. You do have your steering wheel mounted audio controls right here, and then you can change your different sources by pressing on this mode button right there. And then you have your Bluetooth phone controls as well as your voice recognition. And then this controls your little instrument cluster up there, your little TFT display, which I will get to in a second. Coming down here, we also do have a little storage cubby, and we do have a very unique feature. This is actually one of the first vehicles to have the Qi wireless charging pad system. And you also do have USB and your auxiliary down there and your 12-volt power outlet. Everything's very conveniently located down here. And if you want the Qi wireless charging system to work, you actually have to have a special case on your phone that can charge it. And then you have your cup holders down there, heated seats for the driver and the passenger. I don't know why they have this. I wish this was covered. They have a little storage pocket right here, but it just looks kind of cheap to me. And then inside of here we have your center console storage, and then you also find another 12-volt power outlet right there. Now coming to the climate controls here, very simple, very clear, and easy to figure out. And the knobs are very big and bold, as well as the buttons too, in the very traditional Toyota way. And in the 2012 to 2014 model Camrys, the buttons for the climate controls felt very cheap, to be honest, but this is much more different here. We do have dual zone automatic climate control. You have your temperatures right here. Very easy to figure out. Front window defroster, rear window defroster, your different zones, and then fan speeds. Very easy to figure out. Then you have your auto dimming rearview mirror with an integrated compass. Garage home link is also up here. Sunglass container. Your map lights, and then your sunroof with your sunroof controls. Very nice. Coming to the main infotainment system and multimedia interface here, we have the Toyota Entune system, one of my favorite systems in the entire automotive industry for its very simple and easy to use controls, and it's very user friendly. Coming to your different audio sources, we have your AM, FM, CD player of course, Bluetooth streaming audio, and your XM satellite radio. Coming to your home, when you press on the home button, you can configure it however you would like. You can have your phone on the side right here, and then the music, and then your fuel economy data. And I like how they do that because it pretty much fits everything onto one screen, which is very nice. Coming to apps, we have navigation on this bad boy too. And the navigation is pretty clear and easy to read. We also do have live traffic, but it is getting a little dated, to be honest. This is pretty much the same interface that you also find on Lexus vehicles. Not surprising there. We also do have your Eco, which gives you your fuel economy data, your range, all of that good stuff. And you could clear it anytime you would like. Coming to setup, you can change many different settings like the home screen, display, voice, general. One thing I do love about this system, however, is how the responsiveness is so good. And then you also do have traffic right here, gives you your traffic event list, predictive event map, and then I also forgot to mention that we do have HD radio and Grace Note, and since we do have the higher end version of the Entune system, we also do have a premium audio sound system, but this isn't the JBL audio sound system. You actually have to step up to the V6 model to get that, which is interesting. Coming to messages, you can view all of your messages for your texts, which is nice. Maintenance gives you all of your maintenance schedules, like your engine oil, oil filter, all of that good stuff. So overall, the Entune system is certainly one of the best infotainment systems and multimedia interfaces in the business for its simple and user-friendly interface. You also do have your SD map card slot right there, which is for your nav, of course. Coming to the gauges are very simple, clear, and easy to read. Your speedometers right there. And then your RPM gauge too. Now when Toyota updated this vehicle in 2015, they also gave you this little TFT instrument cluster. Basically shows you various amounts of vehicle information. Gives you your exterior temperature readout, what gear you're in, and then your odometer. And it shows you what radio station you're playing or what song is playing on your radio. And you could push down on this if you want a different source. Very nice. Shows you any warning messages, settings that you could change, like the color of the screen, tire pressure monitoring, direction of travel, all of that good stuff. You also do have your digital speedometer right there, which is cool. Average fuel economy, elapsed time. Very nice. I love the rendering behind it too. Like I said, it's all controlled by this little dial pad right here. Now as far as visibility goes on the Camry, it's easily one of the best mid-size sedans to see out of. There's lots of glass area all around, especially when it comes to rearward visibility. And also the A-pillars are pretty thin too. Excellent visibility in the Camry. Now as far as seating comfort goes, the seats are fairly comfortable and should be comfortable for most people. However, I was actually very surprised that these XLE seats, which is supposed to be the luxury trim, is leaning more on the firmer side. These seats are actually pretty firm, especially for a Toyota. There's not a whole lot of side bolstering here, but the seats are fairly comfortable overall. And I would certainly take this vehicle on a long road trip. Over here we also do have your traction control off button and then your blind spot detection. There's also many other optional safety technologies that you can get on the Camry, such as adaptive cruise control and lane departure warning too. Alright, and let's go ahead and shut it down. Let's go ahead and check out the rest of the vehicle. Build quality and materials do somewhat follow through in the rear. Still nice and soft touch on mid-door panel and on the armrest. However, on the upper door panel, for some reason they made it hard to the touch, which I don't get that. Might as well just make it soft touch. Especially since we do have the XLE trim. Now, sitting back here, you will find one of the most spacious back seats in the class. I have lots of legroom, lots of headroom back here. It's extremely comfortable. Unfortunately, the Camry doesn't offer that many premium features back here, such as heated rear seats or a panoramic sunroof, anything of that nature. We don't even have a power outlet. The only really luxury feature we do have back here is rear air vents, which is getting a little dated, to be honest. They need to up the luxury for the rear passengers, especially compared to many of its competitors. But probably Toyota wants to reserve that for the Avalon. We do have dual map pockets, and then your rear air vents, of course, and then center folding armrest with cup holders. Seats are just very comfortable back here. I would certainly take a long road trip on in this vehicle. Another downside is that these headrests don't even adjust. Even in past generation Camrys, the rear headrest would adjust. I don't know why they got rid of that. Alright. Trunk space is decent back here. However, if you do get the hybrid model for the Camry, the trunk space does get limited due to the battery pack. But the rear seats do fold down 60-40 split, which is very nice. And you do have your emergency trunk release right there. Powered passenger seat with power recline. You have your glove box right here. So with its many powertrains and technological features available, stylish exterior design, comfortable interior, and its very well-rounded nature, the 2016 Toyota Camry is an excellent choice for a 2016 midsize sedan. However, if you are looking for one with more driver engagement, you may want to look elsewhere. So remember that this is Cameron Birch from Cameron's Car Reviews.